It's haul time, y'all. It's haul time. Oh my god, hey, I didn't even introduce the vlog. Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer. You guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to our channel, or welcome if you're new. My air conditioner and my air fryer are on. I'm so sorry for the noise. That is just kind of how it is right now. That's what it sounds like in my brain at the moment. I just got back from the fair, the biannual fair that we have here in our city, and I thought, why not do a haul? I also, because I have had the week of all weeks, bought myself $11 popcorn at Colonel's because it has been literally years since I've eaten Colonel's popcorn, and that was so expensive. I was not expecting the expensive, but it's okay, it's a treat. I realized in my last vlog, I was saying that I was gonna go on a book buying ban, and then I forgot that the book fair existed. So this doesn't count. This is $20 toward the children's hospital, so it doesn't count. I got 5 little babies here. I got these 2 Anne McCaffrey books, which are so cute and so sweet looking. I looked up the proper reading order of the Anne McCaffrey books, and these were like the next ones in the series that I didn't have, so got them. I also found this really cute little like stories from the Dragon Riders of Pern series by Anne McCaffrey, which is it's a sweet little hardcover that is illustrated. It has beautiful like illustrations throughout it. So I had to pick that up as well, because why not? I love it. We've got Witchmark by C.L. Polk, which so glad to have found this. I've already read this. I'm just adding it to my shelves because I loved it. And C.L. Polk is one of my fave Canadian authors, so love this for me, buying a book that isn't added onto my TBR. And then this is the first one that I picked up, which is The Witness for the Dead by Catherine Addison. This is the same author and in the same world as The Goblin Emperor, which I have on my shelves, I've never read. So now this is my excuse to read it. Where is The Goblin Emperor? It should be over there. Oh, it's up there. It's up there now. So anyways, little haul, $20 towards the children's hospital. I've gotten a few more books. I love this so much. Yay. Yay. Woo. Anyway, I am in the middle of making dinner. I am so tired from this week. I'm just wiped. So this evening is going to be a lot of nothing. It's a long weekend. Woo! Boy, am I excited to do nothing, except we're going to get back on track with Aromat Book 3 with A Favored Fey. We're going to get back on it. We are going to try and curb our social media scrolling. Any freezes that I catch myself in, I will try break myself from, do different things side of that, whether that is going cozy gaming, whether that is coloring, whether that is I got a new Apple Pencil today and it works with my iPad. I fixed it. It no longer messes up like this one does. I got a brand new one in the mail today and it fixed itself enough. Like there's some things that it still does, and I think that's just because my iPad is really old and the screen is wild, but love, you know, I'm so happy about it. So I might fiddle around with Procreate now that I have a functioning Apple Pencil. I don't know. I also don't know what I'm going to read this weekend because I finished Black Tide Sun this week, which I loved. It was so great. So we're going to see what we end up reading. We're going to see what we end up doing, but it's going to be a very chill weekend. Buckle up. Get ready for some cozy. Let's do a fucking vlog. Part 2, here we come. This book is so lovely. Happy Saturday. I guess it's technically Sunday because it's past 1 in the morning. Hello, welcome to me just having hit 30,000 words in a favorite Faye. Draft 2. Let's fucking go. I started today with just about 27,000, so I added just about 2,900 words. After yesterday, when I attempted to do any work and just kept getting distracted, and I added like maybe 300 words or something. Today was needed. Today was well needed. But I have actually started, my friends, yesterday? Yep, Friday, at work. I was catching up on some of Kate Kavanaugh's videos because I haven't watched her content in a long time. You know, I go in phases of different content, viewing and all that good stuff. But I was watching some of her recent stuff and she was talking about this challenge that she's doing, that she is setting up in place of NaNoWriMo because of NaNoWriMo's actions and that kind of stuff. So she decided with her community that she was going to do some sort of like fall challenge because of how many people in her community, in her Discord, on her Patreon, when she asked a question basically like, is there a want for something like this? The amount, like the overwhelming response of yes was great. And so she decided to kind of come up with something, and it's less stressful than NaNoWriMo, which is really nice because it's over 3 months. It's her 100K in 3 months. Yeah, I think it's 100K with Kate is like one of the hashtags, but it's writing 100,000 words in like 3 months in October, November, and December. I did the math because it's 92 days to write 100K in that amount of time. You're writing about 1,000 words a day. And with the way that I write, because sometimes, the majority of the time, usually, I write well over 1,000 words in one sitting, because once I'm in it, the words just pour out of me, especially if I'm like straight drafting something. And if I'm not just straight drafting something, like with this one, because I'm like pulling pieces from the previous draft and like Frankensteining it together to make this new draft, as well as fast drafting a new things, it's really easy to get those 1,000 words when my brain wants to function. It wasn't functioning yesterday. So I decided, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna kind of join in on this challenge just with the community and to have that sense of like doing a challenge like that, because I think I need a little bit of that outside motivation in the next few months to do something a little bit more fun to like complete this challenge. Because I will say, having the NaNoWriMo challenge every November, when I first joined, it was exciting, and joined, i.e. like decided to do nanos. It was exciting to try and to do something like that. And I think because I'm already aiming to finish this draft this year and to get it done and to get it ready for betas and that kind of stuff, so I can get it off to betas before the end of the year, I definitely think that this is a good challenge for me. Not that I want to take until December to finish this draft, but it'll be interesting to do. So sorry, my air conditioning remote is out of batteries at the moment, so we're just gonna have to deal with the sound of the air conditioning in the background. But it's gonna be an interesting challenge to do while still like participating in some way and trying to do that, because if you saw my recent writing vlog, I did mention that this book is going to be over 100,000 words. If my calculations are correct, it's going to be over 125,000 words. So starting this project, or starting this, because I started a little bit early because it's still September, but I started it early just so that I can get into it, because I know at the point where I decided to do this project, I had about 26,000 words written in A Favorite Faye, and I was like, actually, I have about 100,000 words left to write. This is a perfect amount of words for this project and also this competition, or not competition, this challenge, if you will. So I've decided to kind of do it to do it. I've decided to do it. And I've also come to realize that 100,000 words is so many fucking words. I don't think I realized how big this story was in a number wise, and then like I knew it was going to be bigger than my books previously. I knew it was going to be double a second story, and I don't think I conceptualized the fact that like I didn't equate writing like 50,000 words in a month was incredibly draining, and that's half of 100,000 words. So these goals that I kept setting out to have the whole draft done in like a month or like 30 days or 40 days was a little ridiculous. So because we're taking this fall slower and because we're doing things just a little bit more chill in the next few months with no official deadlines for anything when it comes to Favored Fae, knowing that 100,000 words is going to take a long time to write, even though I'm pulling from a previous draft and I'm half editing, half fast drafting to create draft 2, it's something to know that it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while, but I'm gonna just slowly chip away at it. And I think that's what this challenge is gonna do for me, because hitting 1,000 words a day, which I'm not gonna force myself to write every day, I just want consistency. Hitting 1,000 words a day, roughly, is such an achievable goal for me. So that's really nice to know. Like it's an achievable goal. It's an achievable challenge while still I want it done way before December. But like just knowing these things, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to just be a part of it. And it's nice to be a part of a community like that as well. So I joined Kate's Patreon and also her Discord, because that's how you get access to the Discord. So that's gonna be really fun. I'm hoping to catch a couple of her sprinting things that she's doing throughout this and just kind of keeping up with the community. And there's always like different people who want to sprint on the Discord, so that's kind of fun as well. I don't know, I'm cautiously excited about this challenge because I know it's not going to be as draining of a challenge as my like 60,000 words in 30 days or my 70,000 words in 30 days things that I've done previously. It's going to be more gentle because it's 1,000 words a day, which is not a lot for me. It's honestly, I mean, I wrote 2,900 today. Even if I have days like yesterday where I didn't quite hit 1,000, not even close, I'll have days like this that can like beef it up and make up for it. And it doesn't matter if I write every day or not, I'm just participating. That's kind of fun. Anyways, I just wanted to hop in and officially kind of chat to you guys about today. Haven't really done that all day because I did simultaneously very little and a lot today. I ended up not doing a single thing other than reading for the majority of the day. I kept catching myself almost slipping into the freezes, and then I decided, I was like, okay, I'm going to actually read something. So I ended up not knowing what I was going to read, and then I ended up picking out my Kobo, because this week I actually got like a number of arcs from NetGalley. So I had a couple arcs that I could choose from. I got like 5. I got approved for so many because it was one of those things where I was just like, I'm gonna go look on NetGalley and see what they have. I applied for so many. And one of them was the new Kimberly Lemming book, which is I got abducted by aliens and now I'm stuck in a rom-com. Is that the title? Something like that. And my God, this was a gong show. I honestly don't know what to think. Like, I read the majority of it today. I think I read like 13% the other night when I originally loaded it onto my Kobo. And I knew, I was like, okay, this is gonna be something. So when I picked it up today, I was like, I'm just gonna see how much of this I can read. And I kind of just got into it, and it was short enough that I was like, I'll just finish it in one go. It's like less than 300 pages in a paperback form. So I was like, let's just give it a try. Let's see how long it's gonna take for you to read it. And if I thought that time I got drunk and saved a demon was a little crazy, this was balls to the wall insane. It felt like Kimberly Lemming was like, okay, let's just come up with the most batshit things I can put in this book, and I'm gonna put it in this book, because it's not even like the typical girl gets picked up by aliens story. She gets picked up by aliens, escapes with a lion onto an escape pod. Suddenly she can understand the lion and they can communicate with each other, and then she crash lands on a new planet with these aliens who are from a different planet who also got put on this planet, and she's also part of this like experimental program with these bird aliens who are like, we're gonna try and make you and these other humanoid aliens like compatible to mate to fix one of our issues that we did, and so you're gonna be their like fated mate. And she gets like this serum put in her and them with like these darts that makes them extremely horny and extremely obsessed with each other. And it's polyamorous because it's the 3 of them. And the planet is also filled with dinosaurs because these bird aliens like didn't have enough time to like look at humans and examine them, so they had like 3 days, so they just took a bunch of random shit and put it on this planet. So it honestly, like, If I went at this with a critical brain, I could tear it to pieces, but I don't want to because that's not what this book is for. Like I said, with That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon, these books do not take themselves seriously. They know they're here for a rip-roaring good time. I think I had a good time reading this book because there were some lines where I was fully like laughing and I was just kind of flabbergasted at the funniness of it, you know? It was something. It was something to read, let me tell you. Yeah, so that was interesting. Very, very steamy. It's monster fucky. It's if you took the Ice Planet Barbarian book and threw it in a blender with That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon's writing style, the funny, irreverent, very modern, sweary type situation. And like, I don't even, like, there's gotta be another pop culture reference to blend in with it. Like, I don't know, but it was also like kind of pulling on the Wizard of Oz a little bit, but like make it Technicolor Wizard of Oz on stage in drag. It was very weird. It was very weird and it was something, but anyways, I read that today. Had a good time, I think I'm just not used to reading like purely fun bullshit crack books, you know? And that's what that is in my brain. It's really nothing. It's something. I think people are gonna have a lot of fun with it. I'm not gonna lie. And I think Kimberly Lemming has set it up in an interesting way that she can do more in this series as well. Like the Ice Planet Barbarians, like her Mead Mishaps one series as well. I think she set it up in a way that she can easily do that because I kind of want Briar's story now because of who's another character there. But yeah, it was bad shit. It was honestly bad shit. So go in knowing that what you expect is you're not gonna get it. It's gonna be something entirely different. Even with my explanation, it's gonna be more. Trust me, it's gonna be more. Very horny. Oh my god, very horny. Crazy horny. But like, good for her. Getting that alien dick. And then my dad texted me when I was about to make dinner, which I made an abundance of pasta. Way too much pasta. My dad texted me and he was out of the blue. And whenever he does that, I know they're with people and they're talking about me. So he was like, how many books have you read this year so far? And I was like, I literally just finished my 96th. Why? And he was like, oh, and we had like a conversation about it. Because he's with the neighbors that they were up at the lake. They're up at the lake right now. And they were with the neighbors and they were asking about me and my reading and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how they got on that topic, but yeah, 96 books. Crazy. And then I was like, you can help me pick my 97th. So I sent him a picture of 4 different books. Mercy of Gods, which I remembered that I was originally going to save this weekend for like a sci-fi weekend, but I'm not in a sci-fi mood. So we'll do that at some other point, or we'll just kind of sprinkle in sci-fi as I go, because I do kind of want to read The Mercy of Gods by James S.A. Corey, but I'm not in a like, I want to just binge all sci-fi mood, you know? I was gonna make this weekend because it's a long weekend. I was just gonna do like a readathon of sci-fi, but I think this weekend is better served to be focused on A Favored Fey and my writing and stuff. So I sent him a picture of that one, the Dark Lord book, The Spell Shop, and then Empire of Exiles because I really want to reread that one. And I asked him to pick, and he ended up picking The Spell Shop. So I started listening to it when I was just about to eat dinner. I got so sucked into this book. It is so good. It was giving me the feeling that I had when I read Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches for the first time. That same cozy feeling of like finding just the sweetest, most delightful, like it was just, it made me feel that way. And I was so happy to be in it. And I'm not like, I had 230 some odd pages in, loving it so fucking much. It is going to be a great comp for my book, I think. There's so many differences, but there's a few things that I think I can pull on that will be a good comp, good comparison for A Favored Fey. So I'm thriving. I'm so happy because this book is so good, and I had to stop because I was like, well, I know that I wanted to work on A Favored Fey today. Like, I could just finish The Spell Shop because I was on my way to finishing. I'm like 60% of the way through, and I'm like, if I carve out another couple hours, I can finish this. Or I can be productive and I can write instead, which I'm very glad I did because I just broke 30,000 words, which is amazing. So happy about that. So hopefully tomorrow I can keep that productivity going a little bit. And Monday's a day off, so love that. It's Truth and Reconciliation Day here in Manitoba. I don't know if I don't know if it's in Canada, but it is a stat holiday in Manitoba where I am. So we love that. We love that it's made an official stat holiday, because last year it was not. Like, this year is the first year it is a stat holiday and recognized like federally, which is great. So love that. I do have one thing that I need to do on Monday for work, because it needs to be in the hands of our the guy who I send my hours to, who pays me. It needs to be in his hands like Tuesday morning, and there's no way that I'm getting it to him Tuesday morning. I was supposed to get it to him on Friday, but I was so busy at work that there was just no way. So I'm just gonna do it on Monday. I've set in a reminder on my phone, and I'm gonna do it on Monday and send it to him so that it's in his inbox Tuesday morning, ready for him. So that'll be great. But yeah, what a day. What a day. Had a rip-roaring fun time with Kimberly Lemming. Started the spell shop, and I'm so in love. I'm so in love with that book. I'm gonna finish it tomorrow. Wrote 2,900 words in A Favorite Fey. I'm thriving. I need to be in that story even more. Like, I want to just be in it now. I can feel that like push to just be in it and working on it. So that's great. Hopefully that's still there tomorrow. And this is not like a weird little fluke. Love that for me. I don't know what else I'm gonna get up to tomorrow. Maybe I should do something, but I don't really want to go outside and do anything at the moment. I just want to be cozy in my place. I also ended up cozy gaming yesterday, of course. Didn't end up cozy gaming today, and I'm not going to, because it's already 1:30, just passed. And so I don't want to start cozy gaming, because with Fae Farm, which is what I'm currently playing, I get so... Oh, I should do a Stardew stream tomorrow. That's what I should do, because I have not done a Stardew stream in like a week and a bit. So I should do that tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Monday. One of the 2 days, I will do a Stardew stream. But with Fae Farm, when you start... You can't just play a day in the game. You get so into these little mini missions that you're doing that you just keep playing, and then the day ends and you're like, I just have to do this one thing, otherwise I'm gonna forget or whatever, and you end up playing for 3 hours. So it's great. I love the game so much. It's so addicting, and I'm thriving. And it's actually, I was realizing this, but because I watch so many people play games, and because I watch YouTube people do playthroughs of games all the time, Fae Farm is actually one that I haven't watched past like the first big storyline of unlocking the first mine, because Gab Smolder's played up until that point, and then she moved on to other games, and she keeps saying that she's going to go back to Fae Farm, but I don't ever think she really will, because there's just so many other games out, especially cozy games. I think I have another creator now, like Peyton's Corner. I think she really likes Fae Farm, but I haven't watched any of her Fae Farm content. I've just been playing the game on my own, and it's very neat to do, because as someone who's watched people play like Stardew or Animal Crossing or Skyrim or any of these games and then gone to play the games because I've seen other people play them, it's an interesting, like, oh no, like I know what I'm doing because I saw someone else doing it, but I don't know what I'm doing in Fae Farm. I'm just wandering and having fun. And it's pretty great. Pretty great. I highly recommend that game. It's a lot of fun. I've been talking for a long time, but yeah, that's the update of the day. 2 books, 1 done, 1 underway, almost done, and good writing progress. But yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow for Sunday. Hello friends, happy Sunday. It is like 3 a.m. basically. And I'm just getting ready for bed, or I just got ready for bed. A nice little shower, and I'm here. But I wanted to pop in and say hello and give you updates on the day, because I really didn't do that. Today I woke up so late. It was like 1. I was like, what happened? I guess my body is still recuperating from the stress of the week. I love that for me. But then I ended up, instead of like, I kind of sat on my couch for a little bit trying to decide what to do, and then I did a cozy stream because I felt like I needed to do something a little different. I just needed to move. I wanted to stream Tiny Glade, but I didn't end up streaming it because the game does not work on my computer very well. Like, it at first, like, it loaded fine, but it wasn't like syncing with my stream situation no matter what I did. So I was like, I don't know what's going on here. And like I looked at it afterwards and I ended up just getting a refund for it because it does not run on my computer, which makes sense. My computer is a laptop. It's not a gaming computer. I returned that, which is really sad because I keep seeing videos on my TikTok For You page with Tiny Glade and I just want to play with the castles. It's like a sandbox building game and I want to go in, I want to make arrow mount, I want to just do all the things. I think that would be so fun, but alas, it doesn't work on my system, which is fine. It saves me 20 bucks. Instead, I ended up just doing episode 4 of Stardew, which was great. It was a super fun stream. Started summer, so I have that loaded, locked and ready to go. So I think I don't have it loaded because I tried to load it and something happened with the video that I had and it got like weirdly corrupted the whole way through. So I have like just the regular file and I'm gonna try and load that tomorrow. I don't know what happened there, but. And then after that, I ended up finishing The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. 5 fucking stars, y'all. This was so good, okay? It was perfect. It was perfect. As I said yesterday, it gave me the same feeling that I had when I was reading Sango Mandana's book, and just the perfect amount of wholesome, comforting, lovely, genuinely delightful, magical story. Like, it just whimsy out the wazoo, y'all. This was so good, so lovely, and I'm so excited that there is a second one in this world that's been announced, and the cover is so pretty, and I will be getting it hands down. Like, this is just a testament to Sarah Beth Durst's mastery, because she's got like 30 plus books in her backlist at this point. Girly is so good at what she does. More people need to get on to the Sarah Beth Durst train. She's got so many different things out there. Like, she's got YA, middle grade, adult fantasy, all kinds, high fantasy, epic fantasy, low cozy fantasy. Like, I just love it so deeply. This was fabulous. I also don't think I told you what it was about yesterday when I was screaming its praises, but this follows a librarian named Keela and her best friend, who is a sentient spider plant. As they escape, they flee the great library in this city as a rebellion is taking place, and she knew it was going to happen. Like, she was making preparations for a few weeks and like hacking certain books and like making things, putting things together and stuff like that before they had to flee as the library was burning. They go back to where she was born because she remembers that her father had never sold their cottage on this little island. So she's like, I hope it's still there. I hope no one's moved in. So they go and they like intend to hide out there and like see what's gonna happen. But there she intends to go it alone entirely and like hide herself away, make sure like no one knows she's there. But literally within 12 hours, her neighbor, who is the sweetest man ever, shows up and he's like, you're new. Next day he shows up, like he terrifies her because he's like walks into the house and he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And she's like, excuse me, this is private property. And then the next day he shows up and leaves cinnamon buns and eggs on her doorstep for breakfast and like leaves her with her space. He's so sweet. He's so bad with people, just like her, but in a very different way. Like, he is so desperate for kindness. Laren is just the best. Oh, I love me a good that's my type of man, you know? He just hits. This entire book, everything that he does, I'm just like, my man, you know? And Keela is like, she's just trying. She is just trying. Or Keela, or however you say her name. She is just trying to keep her secret, even though she's doing a terrible job at it. And while she's there, she falls in love with the town and with the people, and she's determined to like make little remedies with the illegal magic, because she has illegal spell books in her back bedroom and crates. And her and Kaz decide they were going to, first of all, they need food. She needs food to survive. And so she like tries a little bit of magic on her back garden and it like explodes with life. And so she has like tomatoes and abundance of raspberries and all this kind of stuff. Then she ends up deciding that she's gonna open a jam shop, which is actually just a front for also offering like remedies for different things. But her first remedy is to heal a lot of the trees, because in the Outer Isles, which is where this island is part of, there used to be a sorcerer that would go around yearly, like twice annually or something, to like keep the magic in check because of all the magic they were using in the capital. like threw everything out of balance. And so like crazy storms would hit and all that kind of stuff, but they would send a sorcerer to like come out and balance the magic so that things were fine and like things would live and thrive and whatever. But there hasn't been any sorcerers for a couple years that have come out to this place, so it is dying, it is not doing well. And so Keela like kind of takes it upon herself to like start healing the trees, and doing so she makes friends with like the nature spirits, and she also like kind of gains the favor of a few of the people in town through this, and she makes jam, and she becomes friends with the local bakery woman who then uses the jam in her pastries, and it's like a businesswoman just like, it's just so lovely. And she slowly starts like saving this town that she doesn't even think she wants a part of, even though she desperately loves having a part of it. And she's been so lonely her whole life as this librarian because she hasn't like talked to anybody. She even thinks at the beginning of the book, she's like, I haven't talked to a human in like 3 weeks. I've just been talking to my sentient spider plant, Kaz. And Kaz, my favorite. He is so good. He is the best. And Bryn, I think, is my favorite character in this entire book, the baker. I love her so deeply. Can I even pick a favorite character? Like, Killa is so naive, and so I just wanted to like shake her in a few moments, but like the growth by the end is great, and what she's doing for her little place where she was born and then like came back to was just wonderful. And like the genuine kindness and lovely humanity in this book is so nice in the face of something so big and terrifying as power and like capitalism and all that kind of stuff. It was just genuinely perfect. I loved this book so deeply. It was exactly what I wanted, and it's going to be a great comp for when I need to use a comp for marketing A Favorite Fey. Speaking of A Favorite Fey, I wrote like 4,400 words today. I got so into the groove of it, I think I started writing around 9, and I did not stop until about 12:31, and it just flowed out of me. And I was also like Frankensteining some previous chapters and that kind of stuff, but it was just so nice to kind of go in, and the first couple chapters of part 2, they're pretty much as they should be. There was a few things that I needed to change and tweak and whatever, and like timeline stuff that I need to fix, but going back in and like rejigging some of it to like fit better with what the vibe I want. And after having read this, just, I don't know what it was about that book. It just unlocked something in my brain, and I just could not stop writing, and it was so great. So I had a great evening. That's really all I did today. Cozy stream, read the spell shop, and wrote. That's it. That's what happens when you wake up at 1 p.m. So it is 7 minutes to 3 in the morning. I'm not tired. So I'm gonna try and go to bed, and I'm gonna set a couple alarms for tomorrow because it is a long weekend, so I don't have to actually go to work. It's a stat holiday, which is nice. I would still like to get up at a reasonable time and have like a day off, you know, instead of just like a couple hours from what it feels like. Anyways, but yes, y'all, you need to pick up the spell shop if you want something cozy, lovely, delightful, and just filled with so much whimsy and heart and love and kindness. Pick this up. Like, this is definitely a you choose your own family type of book, and that is one of my favorites. And I think that's why it hits so hard. But like most of this book, I just was sitting there with like a mist over my eyes, as I said yesterday. It was just so genuinely lovely, and I highly recommend this. It gives you that feeling that yes. Hello friends, happy Monday. How are you? I have this urge to say happy Truth and Reconciliation Day, but I don't think that's the proper way to say that. Today is Truth and Reconciliation Day in Canada. If you don't know what that is, it is a day where it is now officially statutory mandated. And if you are not in Canada and you don't know what a stat holiday is, which I realized today talking to Allie that she did not know what that word was, and I was like, oh, other places call it a like official holiday or a national holiday. We call them stat holidays. They are official days throughout the year. There's like 8 or 9 where it's like you get paid, you get covered for a holiday like Christmas, Boxing Day, Labor Day, those kind of days. Truth and Reconciliation Day, otherwise known as Orange Shirt Day, is officially a statutory holiday in Canada. which is great. Love that it's being officially recognized. It is a day to honor the 150 plus thousand Indigenous children who were subjected to the residential schools in Canada. And it's honoring those who survived and those who never came home, and those who were found in mass graves and all that. So really glad that it's officially a holiday so that people can recognize it and start acknowledging that truth. You know, I mean, it goes far, far more beyond just acknowledging the truth, but it's a step, you know? Anyways, I'm making myself hot chocolate, and I always like to put a little bit of coffee in my hot chocolate just because it does something to richen the flavor. But today I did very little, except I read an entire book. I ended up picking up Cold by Drew Hayden Taylor, which I'll show you when I get back over there, which is an Indigenous thriller. I made a video when I woke up this morning, which again was late. My body's like, it's a holiday, take the time to sleep. And I'm like, girl, it's 11 a.m. But at least it wasn't 1 p.m. I'll say that. But I got up and I made a video for Truth and Reconciliation Day on TikTok. It was essentially just like a book transitioning video for like all the books, almost all the books, some of the books, some of the Indigenous books that are on my shelves. You were already bored, you're fine. Some of the books that are on my shelves, ones that I have read and ones that I've loved. And after doing that, I felt, after, you know, having finished in the spell shop yesterday, I felt the need to start another book today. And it felt only right to start an Indigenous book since it is Truth and Reconciliation Day. So out of my stack that I had, I decided to start Cold because I had the audiobook for it. I got the audiobook on Kobo a little while back when I thought I was going to read it, and I didn't end up reading it because I was like, you know what, I'm going to save it for spooky season. So not quite spooky season, but the spooky season technically starts tomorrow because tomorrow is October 1st. But today, y'all, woke up, it felt like fall. Yesterday, it was like 28 degrees, super sunny. And even though all the trees are like changing and leaves are falling off and whatever, it was so hot and disgusting. But it was 24 degrees at midnight Celsius. It just kept getting colder, and it just kept getting colder all throughout today as well. And it is currently 12 degrees. And today it was just that perfect, like, blustery type of weather where it's really fucking windy. But it's like the kind of weather and the kind of level in the season where when it's windy like this, the leaves sound like rain because they're crispy enough that they start sounding like little dead bodies. That's the writer in me. It's like, it sounds like skeletons. And it also sounds a little bit like rain, like a rainfall. I decided to sit down with a thriller, an Indigenous thriller. This one, and I'm so sad that it was so mid. I was expecting it to be so good because I have not read an Indigenous book that was not an absolute banger. Like, across the board, every single one that I've read has been a banger, except for maybe The Marrow Thieves, which is just a me opinion because it was very YA, and everyone else who's read it has liked it, so don't take that on me. But yeah, like 99% of the Indigenous books that I've read in my life have been bangers. The storytelling is just so fantastic. So I was expecting to really like this, especially because Indigenous horror and thrillers just really gets me. This one was just bad. It was kind of mid. It just, guys, the pacing was shitty. Like, it wasn't scary at all. It felt like when we got to the climactic parts, like where I was supposed to be unnerved, or like the reveals and stuff, they were so mid. I was like, okay, so that's the truth. Oh, okay, so this is actually, okay. It was just, and then we got to the end and it was so cartoonish, like, not, the monster was quite cartoonish in the way that it was described, but it was not like, it wasn't like the end battle was cartoonish. It was the characterization of one of the people in here who comes in really, really late in the story, which I don't think was done well. I think she should have been, her point of view should have been peppered in much earlier to like create this sense of like, well, who is she? Much, much sooner than when she was actually brought in. She was brought in only as like a plot device. Her characterization at the end, what she was saying felt pulled straight out of a cartoon. It was kind of bad, and yeah, so this didn't work for me, but 'twas an interesting one. I'm glad that I did read it though, because I had interesting hopes for it, and it was an interestingly told story. It wasn't a typical thriller, which is probably why I find the pacing so funny, because it was very slow. It was almost like literary fiction at the beginning, where I was just like, okay, like we're not thrilling in any way. And then the interstitials were so weird. Like it was like there's a few of them. There's a few little interstitials. So there's like two, not right off the bat, but there's this one which is like a slightly darker set of pages, which you can't really see on camera, but it's an ever so slightly darker gray, which appears again very, very close. Like there's two of them. And these are the moments of like when the beast is attacking or when the monster is attacking. I got so sad because two of the women in here were killed off. And I hate when that happens because I really enjoyed one of the women characters. And she would have been so cool to bring her in. And then the fact that the only other women in here were, well, one of them was, and then one of them was this like cartoonish added person at the end. It just, I don't know. It started out interesting with a plane crash, and then it's like a year later with a professor, a hockey player. Oh God, the hockey parts were so cringe. I, as a Canadian who doesn't like super love hockey, I was like, this is too much. But if you like hockey, you might like this book. It was so cringe. So it had Trent, the professor, who's cheating on his wife with this young 25-year-old, hated Trent. And then we have Paul, who's just a player, don't like him, but he's just dumb and big. And then we have Katie, who is so cool, really enjoyed her. She gets killed off really quickly. So mad about that because she was like the coolest person in this book. And then we have a detective as well. I guess she's a woman too, but she's a white woman and she's dumb. So like I'm not a fan of the characterization of women in here. I'm not a fan of the way that like one of the coolest ones was immediately taken off the page within like less than 100 pages of the book. She was killed. It was just to like tie these two men to the murder and then to themselves, and like the detective work in here was shoddy as fuck. Like it wasn't good. It was not good, but at least I finished one more book in September and another book off my physical TBR. We love that. Anyways, it is officially the end of September and officially the end of this vlog because it's Monday. I almost forgot, but I'm gonna edit this vlog now. Guys, oh my God, what a productive weekend. I got so much done, and I already know that I'm gonna be doing more for A Favorite Fey after this because I'm in it. I've locked in, and I need to keep this momentum going because holy shit, if I can write thousands and thousands of words in a day, like I think I was at like 34,000 words in this draft. I'm hyped, amped, amazed. I'm so ready to keep going with this. So definitely going to be doing that later today. But it is currently 8:15, so I need to edit this vlog and get it up. But oh my God, what did I even read this weekend, y'all? It was a weekend. I think The Spell Shop was in my bedroom. Loved The Spell Shop. Also finished the arc for that time. No, not that time I got drunk. I got abducted by aliens and now I'm stuck or trapped in a rom-com by Kimberly Lemming, the new Kimberly Lemming book. I did not realize that book is only coming out in February, so I apologize for reviewing that so early. I thought it was coming out in November or something. I was wrong. It's coming out in February. I got the arc very, very, very early, but it is a gong show. I have yet to actually rate it in cop-out, which I should probably do, but read that one this weekend. Read The Spell Shop, 5 stars. So good. One of my new favorite cozy books. And then I read this bad boy, Hold, which is probably getting like 2 stars because it was not that good. And I think next is a reread. It is high time. I was gonna do this today, but then I was like, should read an Indigenous book because it's Truth and Reconciliation Day, so that's what I'm gonna do. But yes, I should also get back into my cozy gaming phase because my writing this weekend kind of took over those time slots of when I would just be cozy gaming. So, I mean, we love that. We love the productivity switch. And also this weekend, I did try and like catch myself more with my weird little like pauses and my freezes, as I've been calling them, which I'm glad I did. I did catch myself on a few of them, but I did scroll a lot of social media, which is normal, but I'm trying to break it. And I did manage to read 3 books this weekend. So like, I guess that's proof of like kind of doing it. Anyways, friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me this weekend. It's been a good one. I'm feeling better. I'm not as stressed thinking about going into this week. I'm not worried about it. I probably should be, but I'm not. Well, I also did a cozy stream this weekend. I should get that up as well. I didn't do that today. I should do that. I am going to enjoy my hot chocolate that I made. I'm going to edit this vlog and get it up for y'all. But I will catch you in another video very, very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading. And happy October!